What is going on, guys? As we know, yesterday a big trade went down in Wizards land, and that trade was Jordan Poole, Sadiq Bey, in the 40th pick, getting moved to New Orleans for CJ McCollum, Kelly Olynyk, and a second round pick. Now, of course, this trade happened while I was at work, so I couldn't do like a reaction video or anything like that. I had to wait till the next day because I don't get off till late. Um, but when I first saw it, I was shocked. I was very surprised to see Jordan Poole. Not that he was getting traded, but just who he got traded to. Because teams like the Timberwolves was an option. I even heard like Warriors fans talking about maybe bringing him back. Like it was a lot of different, a lot of noise regarding Jordan Poole and if he would get traded, if he wouldn't, if he'd be on the team to start the season. But inevitably, he was traded. Sadiq Bey, recovering from the torn ACL, didn't play at all last season. Was going to potentially play this season, but he'll never step foot on the court as an official active member of the Washington Wizards. And the 40th pick, a second round draft pick, is also heading to New Orleans. Now, you may ask yourself, I don't get it. Why would the Wizards make this type of move? CJ McCollum's older. Kelly Olynyk, a lot of Wizards fans have PTSD for what he did in that Game 7 in the second round when he played with Boston, being a big part in knocking the Wizards out of the second round and holding them back from getting to that Eastern Conference Finals back in the day, right? So there's no love lost there with Kelly Olynyk. A lot of Wizards fans just don't want him because of his past transgressions against the team, the franchise. But this move is simple. The reason this move was made, now, depending on how you feel about Jordan Poole, a lot of Wizards fans, we tend to overvalue our guys. And some people are like, oh, we didn't get any first-round picks. We didn't get 2 first-round picks. What? Clearly, Jordan Poole's value may have not been as high as what Wizards fans thought it was. So it was kind of like a salary dump type of move. But when you look at the Wizards, Chris Middleton, CJ McCollum, Marcus Smart, Kelly Olynyk, Anthony Gill, Rashawn Holmes. Those are all expiring contracts after this upcoming season. And that's going to be up to $100+ million in cap space opening up after the season is over. Guys like Chris Middleton, CJ, Marcus Smart, those are guys, even maybe Kelly, those are guys who could possibly be gone at the trade deadline. Someone like Chris Middleton, someone like CJ McCollum are 2 guys right off the bat that when you think of as somebody, vets who can help a team trying to contend for a championship, those are 2 guys right there who definitely can do that. So I think I like this move, man. I like it for a simple reason. Flexibility. It gives the Wizards a lot of options. It's been a while since the Wizards have had a lot of cap room to mess with. Now, you can look at it from a basic perspective of, and it gives them options. It gives the Wizards options. Now, they can go try to spend money in free agency and try to lure a free agent to Washington, and Washington isn't really a big free agent destination. So you could say free agency, like maybe, maybe not. Or you can look at it like you got a guy, especially with this new CBA and everything like that, and second apron and all this stuff going on. You can get a guy who's maybe a second option on the team looking to get paid. The team can't really pay him. And maybe a team like the Wizards swoop in and trade for him because the Wizards are probably going to have to be a team, one of those teams that trade for a guy as opposed to luring a guy in free agency. It's more likely that they trade for a guy and sign that guy to an extension as opposed to bringing in free agents and stuff like that. Because like I said before, the Wizards aren't a big free agent name, that's just how it works. So they'll most likely have to get a big name star or star through trade. So you have that option, or you have the flexibility to take on bad contracts and get assets and get draft capital. You could take on some bad contracts with all that cap space and bring in and rack in first round picks for teams who are on bad deals with players. When you have cap flexibility, you can be like, hey, we'll take this guy, give us a first round pick, and you can stack that way. So you have a different, different kind of two different roads, two different avenues, a couple different avenues that you could take. And that's why I really like the trade, because of the flexibility that it is going to give the Washington Wizards. Flexibility that they haven't had in quite a while. If they are looking to try to compete and say, all right, let's try to end this rebuild and let's try to really get something rolling with this team, because we don't want to be top 5 in the draft lottery. Not that that's guaranteed, as we know in this current draft, to get a top 1, top 2, top 3 pick. That's not guaranteed, as we all found out this NBA lottery. But another thing I like about it is you bring in some good vets, man. These are not only are they vets for your young team, but they're good vets. Chris Middleton is a guy that you would want on your team to help a young player, especially if you're looking at like a guy like Ace Bailey, Keyshawn George, those type of guys. With Ace Bailey being the favorite to be the 6th pick, if barring a team jumping ahead of the Wizards, it looks like Ace Bailey is going to be the pick for the Wizards at 6, unless the Nets jump ahead and they end up drafting Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey will be a Wizard if everything stands the same and he's available at 6. CJ McCollum, a guy like Bub Carrington, I mean, it's just really good vets. Really good vets. Marcus Smart. These are all guys that you want on your team who've been in the league, who've had success in the league, who've won. Chris Middleton winning the championship. Marcus Smart has played in a plethora of competitive basketball games. CJ McCollum, a plethora of competitive basketball games. These are all good vets for your young team, man. So you have a mixture of the unction, as they've been calling it, with your OGs and your young guys, man, that can continue to grow in this league as the rookies from last season go into their, sophomore seasons. So, all in all, I definitely think after some time and some thoughts, I think it's a thumbs up trade. Some people probably may disagree with that or may be confused with that. Maybe they felt like Jordan Poole could have went for more, or they could have got more for Jordan Poole, or they were just higher on Jordan Poole as a whole and hoped he stayed around. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. But I'm with it. We'll see what happens tonight with the draft. I'll have a draft video. I work today, so I can't stream it sadly, but I will be creating a video on who the Wizards drafted, if they made a move, if they traded up, traded down, who's the guys they got, who they didn't get, etc. So you guys will be hearing from me again real soon. But until next time, guys, peace.